And hello all of my fellow nerds out there, this is Oracle Nerd Richie and welcome back once again to DDLC Blue Sky. So, last time we finished off Natsuki's route, and yes, I am aware now that Natsuki actually has four different endings depending on which way you go. But I wanted to try to get the good ending, and thankfully we did. So now I'm gonna be starting a new game, and this time um, I'm probably gonna skip over Act 1. I don't know, but this time we're gonna be doing Yuri's route in the game. So uh, let's just see how that goes. And Vivid. Okay. Oh, finally. All right. Let's see if anything different happens. Okay, so there apparently is some new dialogue. I thought you might like to have your own copy so that you can read it on your own as well. I honestly don't know what to say. How is that she's only known me for a day and yet she's already done something this thoughtful for me? Oh, Yuri, thank you. That's really thoughtful of you, but you didn't have to do that for me. I feel kind of bad. I'm sorry, I didn't mean for that. I understand if you don't want to read with me anymore, so... Honestly, she gets more adorable by the minute. She does, dude, she just does. Please, it's fine, I'd love to read it with you. I just wasn't expecting you to buy me a copy of my own. Are you sure? I don't want to force you. Seriously, Yuri, I'm sure. After all, I granted her. It is a good book. She timidly returns my smile, relaxing it a little bit. I'm glad you seem to think so. How are you liking it so far? She looks at me with wide, expectant eyes. She must be really worried that I'm not enjoying it as much as her. To be honest, I've been pleasantly surprised. While horror isn't really my thing, it really kept my attention. Even though I haven't gotten very far yet, I find myself feeling sorry for the protagonist. The language is pretty engaging. It's pretty engaging. It certainly makes me think about it. As I as I praise the book, her face grows visibly more relieved, and her eyes light up as I mention the language. I'm glad you think so. What one not only needs to look at what is being said, but how it's phrased. It it can entirely change the desired message, wouldn't you agree? Oh boy, I hope we don't get into an in-depth discussion about the language. I'm still nowhere near Yuri's level with this sort of thing. Oh, totally. I never really thought about it much until you brought it up with me. You really made me look at it with a bit more scrutiny than I would normally. She blushes at this, turning away slightly. Really? I helped you with that? I have to admit, you really managed to open my eyes to this sort of thing. Or should I say my third eye? Yuri's silence makes me nervous. Did I make a mistake? You know, because the book mentions a third eye, and there's an eye on the cover. Ah, I see. Probably not the best to comment on her accidental continuation of the pun. Tough crowd. Oh, I see, you were making a joke. I'm sorry, I didn't realize. No worries, I just thought it was a good pun. She smiles bashfully. Aw, look at her. Yes, it's quite humorous, isn't it? Whew, I think that means everything's okay now. After everyone settled in, I expected Monica to kick off the scheduled activities for the club. My poetry thing. I already steeled myself for the critique I'll probably be receiving. Huh. Alright, we can skip it. Okay, I'll be back in a bit. Here we go. I'd love to talk to Yuri a bit more, especially after she gave me that book. However, she seems to be focused on her own book. I'm worried I might just distract her. She lifts it up to turn the page. I get a glimpse at the cover. It's the same books as she gave me, and it looks like she's not only just started it. Uh, oh damn! I hope she doesn't think I'm staring at her. Her eyes meet, but her eyes start away quickly. Her eyes start away quickly. Sorry. No, it's fine. I didn't mean to stare. I was just spacing out a bit. Oh. Well, if I had been actually concentrating, I wouldn't have noticed. I meant to ask though, isn't that the book you gave me? Mm-hmm. It's one of my favorites, so I thought I'd give it another read through. Not for any other reason, I assure you. I see, but why do you have two copies of the same book? Uh, well, I know I lent you the book yesterday, but I figured you might feel more comfortable with your own copy. I know that I always feel more at ease when I'm handling my own belongings. If an accident happens, there's less at stake if you damage someone else's property, so... Then if you damage someone else's property, so... you're probably less clumsy than I am, though. You're the ever-graceful girl thinks that she's clumsy? Nah, I'm pretty sure I'm just as clumsy as you, if not more so. Oh, right. Anyway, after our meeting adjourned yesterday, I went to the bookstore to get you... Uh, uh, um... That is to say, I forgot I already had a copy and accidentally bought another. It seems like a waste to just hold on to it. Couldn't you have just returned it though? Um, I, uh, they'd already closed, so there's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I guess it doesn't really matter. I'm glad that you gave it to me. I'll get started on it right away. That makes me happy to hear. It's kind, it's the kind of story that really draws you in. If you're not careful, you could lose track of time very easily. I know I've opened it for some late reading before bed, only to close it and find out the sun's rising. I'm sure that won't happen to you though. You're able to get enough sleep as usual. That is, unless you generally find yourself lacking sleep, in which case you should go to bed earlier. But you can do whatever you want. I don't mean to overstep my bounds. Ugh. Hey, don't worry about it, Yuri. I'll be sure to read it earlier in the day. Do you mind telling me a bit more about it? Oh, I love to. Now, where do I begin? Yuri delicately closes the book, her eyes scanning over the cover. Well, actually, I don't think I can give an adequate explanation on my own. If I were to tell you more about the story than I did yesterday, it would lose a lot of its impact. Forgive me if it sounds like I'm brushing you off. That's not what I intended. It's alright, Yuri. Come to think of it, you did summarize it well enough already. Yes, I'm sorry. I seem to get lost in my own mind whenever I talk about these kinds of stories. Don't you have anything like that, Richie? I guess so. Yuri nods with a delicate smile. Everyone has a deeply held interest that stirs passion within their heart. I suppose for me, there would be my novels, and Yuri cuts herself off as though she were about to say something she didn't want to. Well, you know what I mean. What got you into these sorts of stories, though? I gestured towards the book in her arms. Do your parents enjoy them as well? Um, Yuri pauses for a moment, shyly looking down at her feet. She seems to be going over what she wants to say in her head. I've always had an interest in the macabre. This genre can easily throw you for a loop. While many stories are simply content to introduce an antagonist, content to introduce an antagonist, the condition their reader to root against them. Books like this one can find ways to flip the narrative on its head. So while you might initially find yourself relating to the protagonist, you might suddenly find out that they're their own worst enemy. I'm rambling, aren't I? Please forgive me. I really should try to think about others more. Ooh. Yuri, I promise I'm not mad at you. You're just passionate, which is pretty cool. It is? For a brief moment, a tiny smile teases the corner of Yuri's mouth. Oh, look at my girl. Look at her. She's so adorable. Well, I'll try not to worry too much about it. But sometimes I get distracted when I think about books and writing. I forget where I am and start speaking my mind. So please forgive me if I say anything unusual. And if it seems like I'm not paying attention, please let me know. I really don't think you need to worry about that, Yuri. This is a literature club after all. Isn't that sort of the thing we should be discussing anyway? Uh, I suppose. So on that note, would you like to read a bit together? Eh? You don't need to force yourself to spend time with me if you don't want to. But what if I do? You really want to spend your time with me? Of course, Yuri. Book in hand, I slide into the desk next to Yuri. Is everything okay? Yes, I'm terribly sorry, Richie. I'm just not too accustomed to reading in company. It's usually been a solitary affair for me, you see. Yeah, I can understand how this might seem a bit unsettling for you. If it gets too overwhelming, let me know. I won't be offended if you need some space. Alright. I open up the book, allowing the hardcover to flop against the desk. As I read through the prologue, I notice Yuri glancing over at my book. I'd be lying if I said it wasn't comforting in a way, but it's somewhat distracting. I'm sorry. I hope I wasn't distracting you. Yuri, why do you apologize all the time? You've really done nothing wrong. Do I? I can't help it, I suppose. It's like an involuntary reflex. If I preemptively apologize, it'll lessen both my disappointment in myself as well as others' disapproval of me. I didn't mean to make things so awkward. Sorry. I mean, it's okay. Don't worry about it. How about we do this? I push the two desks together, then slide my book between the two of them. I suppose that'll work. Yuri puts her own copy away and shifts it closer to me. I study the right side of the book between my thumb and forefinger, and Yuri does the same with the other side. Perfect. Now we can both go through it at the same pace. Yes. Aww. The two of us are huddled closely together over the book, carefully reading it. I can see Yuri's gentle face in my peripheral vision. She has a stern, focused expression, her eyes slowly scanning the page. You need a bit more time with this page? Sorry, I guess I'm not really too quick of a reader. I look over and our gazes meet. There's a coy sparkle in her eyes. It's quite alright, Richie. We can go whatever pace you're comfortable with. After all, you've been so patient with me today. It'd only be fair for me to return the favor, wouldn't it? Thanks. I'll try not to take too long. The two of us continue reading in relative silence. Even though we're so quiet, each turn of the page feels as though we're connected. As I let go of the page, it gently floats over to her, and she delicately slides it under her thumb. Richie? Having been absorbed by the story, Yuri reels me back in. Sorry, I didn't mean to disturb you. It's fine. What were you gonna say? Well, I suppose I just wanted to thank you for this. I had always hoped I could find someone to share my interests in books with. I've never really had anyone read with me before. Having someone else be there is nice. Really? I would have thought that you'd at least done some reading with your family. Yes, well, I did when I was younger, but... He trails off, not finishing the thought. I decide not to press her further on it right now. Yuri takes a slow, deep breath. I'm just happy that you're here for me. I mean, with me. Not that I wouldn't want you to be there for me or anything, but... Oh, I can't believe I messed things up again. Dude, I freaking love Yuri. She's too adorable. Oh, wait, Yuri. I don't think you've done anything wrong. And if anything, I think of it as a compliment. You do? Sure. If I'm being honest, I enjoy your company as well. Okay, everyone. I think it's about time we start sharing our poems with each other. We might not have enough time if we wait too long. Oh. Yuri sighs dejectedly, looking down at the floor. Is that alright, Yuri? You look kind of down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. It's not that. Don't worry about me, I'm alright. Yuri lets go of the book and closes the cover, handing it back to me. We got through a fair bit today, didn't we? Do you mind if I continue a bit further on my own? Or would you prefer I only read it with you? You don't have to limit yourself on my behalf if you want to keep reading. After all, I've already finished this story before. Then I guess I'll continue reading it a little bit tonight. Then we'll have a bit more to talk about tomorrow. Yeah, that's a good idea, Richie. Just be sure to let me know how far you get so I can avoid spoilers for you. Alright. I skipped through the book to find the page that we left off on and folded it in slightly to mark for later. By the way, you did remember to write a poem, right? Okay, yeah, let's skip ahead. Alright, let's see. Sayori. I'm most definitely comfortable sharing with Sayori first. Said this is your first poem, right? Yeah, why? It impressed me, especially for your first poem. Maybe this is really is the place for you. Come on, it's not that good. Yeah, same dialogue. I want breakfast. I still love this poem. It's still one of my favorites. Okay, Natsuki. Richie, if you're actually not gonna try, then you better just leave in the club. Geez, you don't beat around the bush, do ya? Why should I? This is just plain bad. Hey, do I look like a writer? This is my first ever poem. Yeah, it's probably garbage, but I still tried. If you're so confident, let's see the poem you wrote then. Hard to think about? Ugh, fine. I'm a... Sorry if you were offended. Way to avoid a direct apology. But next time at least try a little bit harder. Nowhere to go but up, eh? Yeah, sure, whatever. Just be my poem. You'll probably hate it. Okay, sometimes. Yeah, it is honestly a pretty good poem. Like, don't get me wrong. It's very short, very nice. I like it. Told you you'd hate it. Actually, I like it. What? Did I just say it because I'm a girl? Okay, yeah, it's the same dialogue. I'll skip ahead. Alright, Yuri. Yuri definitely is gonna have a reaction to it. Yuri's eyes seem to sparkle as she reads my poem. My goodness, this is unparalleled. I think that might be a bit much. Oh, forgive me if I didn't sound sincere. Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. Oh, look at her. She's too cute. Don't sweat it, Yuri. I just wasn't expecting to hear such a compliment from you already. I see. Yuri clears her throat. Well, I just wanted to say, this is truly an impeccable poem. Yuri glances down back at my poem. So I assume this isn't your first piece, am I correct? Your composition incorporated a lot of beautiful poetic devices and imagery indicative of an experienced writer. Well, I hate to disappoint, but this is kind of my first time doing this sort of thing. You're joking, right? I shake my head. If I ended up writing a good poem, it's totally coincidental, I'm afraid. I see. Well, in that case, I think you've got a wonderful gift. Although, if you would like, I could offer you some advice for your future poems. Yuri's eyes light up as though she's been looking forward to this. Please do. I need all the help I can get. I've just noticed a few qualities consistent with new writers. Okay, so yeah, this is the same dialogue. You think so? That might be a little bit much, Richie. No, I really mean it. I think I can learn something from your poetry, Yuri. Really? Yeah, of course. You know, at first the prospect of sharing my writing is terrifying, but I'm really glad I was able to do it. Hopefully I can write another piece that you'll like, Richie. I look forward to it, Yuri. Alright, let's see. Let's see what Monica says. Alright, so I'm pretty sure it won't skip after any unseen text, so... It worked, Richie. Really? You can lay the brutal truth on me if you want. You don't have to be so harsh on yourself. This is your first time writing poetry, isn't it? That it is. It usually takes a while for people to become completely comfortable with their writing. And even then, they're constantly evolving their style and changing things up. I guess that's true. Either way, you shouldn't have high expectations for me. If you don't, my poems will never seem better when I actually put some effort. Anyway. I muttered that line half jokingly to myself, but it seems like Monica still picked up on it. Richie, that's not very fair. More importantly, though, you should have faith in yourself. Sorry. Anyway, about your poem, the subject was deeper than I expected out of you. You just don't understand the troubled genius of my angst-ridden mind. That might have been so. I guess we have two troubled and angsty geniuses in the club then. You're talking about Yuri, right? Mm-hmm. You wrote in style very similar to Yuri's. Her writing is full of imagery and symbolism, while Sayori and Natsuki use simple and direct words to communicate their messages. Yuri likes to use complex diction and syntax to allow readers to derive their own meanings out of it. In other words, her vocabulary and sentence structure are usually quite involved. Huh, yeah, that sounds like her alright. It might be a bit tough to understand her writing at first, but what seems opaque actually has very deep meanings behind it. Yeah, the themes of Yuri's poem were definitely hard to figure out. She sounds like the sort of person an English teacher would love. Don't worry, Richie. If you just gave her writing a few read throughs, I'm sure you'll find that they're far from incomprehensible. So you say. Are you are you sure that my writing is similar to hers? I think that is an understatement to say that I'm nowhere near her level yet. Don't don't worry so much about that. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring and learn by trying new things. Yeah, I'm sure I'll end up doing a lot of different things before I settle my own style. Uh, Okay, I'll just skip ahead then. This this kind of thing only works for amateurs like Richie. Ouch! I don't like where this conversation is headed. Huh? Hun? Ah, you mean about the book comment? Oh, and this is a literature club. Geez, looks like the club's really starting to rub off on me, isn't it? So you might be known as being much of an airhead, but sometimes she can really notice things that others don't. All right, there we go. Poem 2 done. See if anything new comes up. Oh, hello, Richie. Yuri places the book which she was reading down on her desk. I'm not interrupting you or anything, am I? Oh, not at all. Were you hoping to continue reading together? Well, yes, actually. Would that be all right? Of course. Before we get started, would it be all right if I made some tea? Sure. What do you have in mind? Perhaps I could show you. Yuri stands up and drifts towards the back of the room. She opens up the cupboard and retrieves a glass pitcher. I'll just be a moment. Is that all right? Yeah, take your time. Yuri turns to leave, but then suddenly wheels back. Oh, I almost forgot. There's an electric kettle in the cupboard here. Would you mind plugging that in for me while I'm gone? Sure. See you in a bit. This time she leaves the classroom for real. She's nervously clutching onto the water pitcher, yet she still appears to make long, elegant strides. It's really quite astonishing to see. She almost looks graceful. Oh, where's Yuri off to? You didn't scare her away, did you? What? No. At least I don't think so. I'm just teasing you, Richie. Right. That's not really what I call a joke, but I don't argue. Yuri wanted to make some tea, so she went to fetch some water. Oh, shoot, I didn't have my avatar on. My bad. I see. Yuri's very proud of her tea set. Has she shown it to you yet? Oh? Not yet, no. Maybe you should ask her about it. Tea is a big passion of hers, so I'm sure she'd be happy to talk to you about it. Who knows? Maybe it'll help you get a little closer to her. Eh? Monica giggles. I'm just messing with you again, Richie. At that moment, the door to the clubroom opens and Yuri walks back with a full pitcher of water. Yeah, speak of the devil. Well, I won't keep you any further. Have fun with Yuri. Monica walks away and Yuri approaches me. Is everything alright? I'm sorry for taking so long. It's fine. Monica was just telling me about your tea set. Ah, a delicate smile plays across Yuri's face. Yes, would you like to see it? Monica must have been telling the truth. She genuinely looks excited to share it with me. I'd be happy to, Yuri. Uh, Richie, do you like oolong tea? I don't really have a preference. I'm sure whatever you give me will be fine. Very well. Yuri sets the temperature to an electric kettle to 190 degrees. She then begins measuring the tea leaves into the strainer. Monica wasn't kidding. You must really enjoy this, huh? Yuri smiles shyly, blushing slightly. Yes. Besides, reading, tea is a true passion of mine. A piping hot cup of tea alongside a gripping novel? Doesn't that sound wonderful? Yeah, I guess it does. I have to admit, it's kind of fascinating seeing you be so exact with everything. Tea is an art, Richie. It's a delicate dance where each step must be perfect. Even the temperature of the water needs to be precisely 190 degrees. Really? The tea I make when I haphazardly plop a tea bag in boiling water seems fine to me. But then again, I guess Yuri's making tea with a higher grade ingredients. Once the water is boiled, Yuri adds it to the pot and carefully steeps the tea leaves. She hums to herself delicately and pours out a cup for each of us. It's nice seeing you like this. What do you mean? You just seem so relaxed, like you're in the zone. I see. Expressing myself really isn't as hard as I thought it'd be. I'm glad I get to do this sort of thing with someone else. Especially someone as delightful as you, Richie. Eh? I'm sorry if that sounded weird. I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable. It's really okay, Yuri. I want to do all this with you. It's kind of new for me as well, but maybe a bit of company will make it easier on both of us. Yes. Thank you for being so patient with me today, Richie. Yuri really doesn't have much self-confidence. The least I can do is let her be herself a little. Maybe over time she'll grow more comfortable around others. Richie, would it be okay if we sat on the floor today? I don't see why not. Any particular reason why, though? I can rest against the wall and read instead of leaning over my desk. I often have back pain, so it'd be a little easier on me. Don't we all have back pain? Like I can't wait to go back to a chiropractor at some point. Oh, sure, I don't mind. Thank you. Sometimes like it can be a real bother to have. Uh, that is to say, based on how she's acting, I think I can guess what she might be referring to. But confirming that would only make her feel more embarrassed. You mean you have terrible reading posture, right? I can't imagine hunching over your books like that so much is too comfortable. Yes, that's exactly what I was going to say. So if we were to sit on the floor, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, sure. Your posture. Sure, let's go with that. Let me just get the book. I retrieve. Let me just get the book. I retrieve the novel alongside a small bag of chocolates. Yuri carries out teacups and places them on the ground, sliding down to the floor. Soon enough, the two of us are in the same position as yesterday, each holding one side of the story. Would it be okay if Yuri shifts closer to me until our shoulders are touching? Her thick purple hair flops over my arm as she peers over the book. I think I like Yuri being a little more assertive. I don't know why I'm laughing. It's too good. Here, Yuri reaches over with her free hand and presents me with my teacup. I carefully accept it, taking great care to avoid her chest as I do so. I, su- I slowly let go of the book and raise a teacup. Yuri subconsciously moves her hand underneath it as underneath it to better balance the book between us. Her gaze is completely focused on the page below. It's almost as if you can see the story being scanned word by word in her eyes. As she continues, I take a sip from my teacup. It has a soothing floral flavor, and it smells wonderful. Yuri wasn't kidding. This really is quite relaxing. Once I finish my tea, I take the chocolate from my bag and fill it with the wrapper. After I've clumsily disposed of it, I pop it into my mouth. I got some chocolate here. Would you like one? Oh, I appreciate the offer, but I don't want to accidentally get smudges on the page. That's a good point. Sorry, I hadn't thought of that. My bad. Oh, it's quite alright. I can hold the book for us if you'd like. Yuri grabs the other side of the book and holds it between us. Before I know it, she's transfixed on the story again. I don't think she's noticed, but her arm is resting on top of my leg. I take another chocolate from my bag. I raise it up to Yuri's mouth. Without looking away, she parts her lips. I don't know if she even realizes that she's doing it, but she's expecting it now. So I have to follow through. Oh, look at her! I timidly place the chocolate in Yuri's mouth. Aw, it's so cute. As she continues to read, she closes her lips around it. Huh? Looks like she realized what just happened. What? Yuri blushes deeply, looking up at me. Sorry. I wasn't really thinking. No. You were trying to make me feel comfortable, right? Suddenly I feel really nervous. Yeah. I just thought you might like some. Yes. If that's the case, then I wouldn't mind another. If that's alright with you, of course. Totally. Yuri tries to look back at the book, but I can tell she's not able to focus on it. I feel my heart trying to beat out of my chest. Things have gotten really tense. I reach down and take another chocolate. But this time, Yuri's eyes meet mine. Was this how things were supposed to go? Yuri doesn't look away. There's a soft pleading in her eyes as she blinks slowly. I raise my arm. Like before, Yuri parts her lips. However, this time, it feels a lot more intimate. Her breath is gentle and warm on my fingers as I place the chocolate in her mouth. Okay, well, what do we have here? Well, Yuri jolts back. Sorry, I didn't mean to make things awkward. We do need to share poems now, though. Is that okay? Yeah, of course. Great! Get things put away and you can join us shortly. Yuri and I sit there dumbfounded. Oh, this is too good. Oh, I guess I'll take care of the teacups. Yeah. Yuri picks up the teacups from the floor. I pick up the bag of chocolates. Without another word, the two of us clean everything up. I don't know if either of us will have the courage to bring this up in the future. Oh, that was too cute. All right, well then, I think I'm gonna go ahead and leave this video here for now. So, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Be sure to leave a like, comment what you think, share this video with your friends, and be sure to subscribe, click the bell so you don't miss a single notification. I'll see all of you in the next video. Goodbye.
You say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a